Hey there, cats and kittens, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of The MonkeyBoy Presents the DC Comics Superhero Collection by Eaglemoss, and today I'm happy to bring you issue number 83, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. And this is the last of the Green Lanterns in the series, well, the regular collection of Eaglemoss figures anyway. He is an awesome character. If you know him from the comic books, you know that he was the only Green Lantern in the universe for a good long while. It was after Hal Jordan kind of went crazy, after Cyborg Superman destroyed Coast City. Hal Jordan went on a killing spree, and he decimated the Corps, and the only one left was Kyle Rayner, basically. If you're familiar with the character, chances are you may have seen him on an episode of Superman the Animated Series, which is where he debuted as a Green Lantern member. It was kind of cool to see him. He later appeared on an episode or two of Justice League Unlimited, where he looked a bit more like Kyle should. His costume was appropriate, at least at the time. A couple of really cool appearances on those old animated series. I'm sure we'll see him on the new Green Lantern animated series at some point in time. We haven't yet, but he'll be there eventually, I'm sure. If you're not familiar with Kyle, well, that's why we have the magazine, which we'll look at first, and it'll tell us everything we need to know about the last Green Lantern, or the savior of the Green Lantern Corps, depends on how you want to look at it. And then we'll look at the figure itself, covering the good, the bad, and the ugly. A great character, a really nice figure. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Issue number 83 of the DC Comics Superhero Collection by Eaglemoss, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. First up, the character section. Which is where we meet Kyle Rayner, a young aspiring artist who was minding his own business one day when suddenly a blue-skinned alien appeared before him, offering him a green ring of power. Kyle learned he had been selected to become the new Green Lantern and the only Green Lantern in the universe after Earth's previous Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, had lost his mind after his hometown of Coast City was destroyed. Kyle took naturally to his new powers, using his artistic background to help influence his constructs, but he grew tired of constantly being mistaken for the previous Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. After redesigning the costume, Kyle tracked down the powerful Major Force after the supervillain murdered the new Green Lantern's girlfriend, Alex. We also learn that Kyle actually encountered Hal Jordan, who is now calling himself Parallax. Even after losing his powers in the battle, Kyle continued to fight against Hal, earning the anti-hero's respect. Kyle was also extended a membership into the Justice League of America, and has even traveled into the future where he fought alongside the Legion of Superheroes. Kyle also began to reform the Green Lantern Corps, searching the galaxy for possible recruits. Along the way, he encountered many different villains, including the Green Lantern's arch-nemesis, Sinestro, one-time Green Lantern Corps member recruit Magan, and the villainous Nero, an artist just as gifted as Kyle Rayner, who used his evil imagination and the yellow power of Quard in an attempt to destroy the Green Lanterns. Kyle and the newly reformed Green Lantern Corps then went to war against Sinestro and his new Sinestro Corps, doing battle once again with the evil entity known as Parallax, who temporarily possessed Kyle Rayner. Finally, the magazine touches on the Blackest Night event, which found Kyle Rayner leading a group of Green Lanterns against an undead army of Black Lanterns, who were threatening to destroy all of the galaxy. Next, we look at a couple of Kyle Rayner's classic stories. First, we have Green Lantern, Emerald Twilight, New Dawn. And this graphic novel collects the fall of Hal Jordan and the rise of Kyle Rayner, and that's exactly what it tells us. We see Hal Jordan coming to terms with the loss of Coast City after Cyborg Superman decimates it. He goes on a rampage, destroying the Guardians of the Universe and the rest of the Green Lantern Corps, blaming them for not being there to save his city. And Ganthet, the one surviving Guardian of the Universe, manages to make it to Earth, where he encounters aspiring artist Kyle Rayner. And we then journey with Kyle as he learns about his new abilities, encounters supervillains like Major Force, and even gets a pep talk from the Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan Scott, as he tries to find his way in what is now a much larger universe for Kyle Rayner, the last Green Lantern. We also have Ion, the Torchbearer. This story opens not long after Hal Jordan has been reborn into the universe and is once again serving as a Green Lantern, and Kyle Rayner is now calling himself Ion. He has combined his power with the power of his former girlfriend Jade, who was unfortunately killed in action. This story once again has Kyle trying to find his place in the universe, learning how to handle these amazing new powers that he has, and also dealing with an evil yellow-powered doppelganger called Nero. It's an epically cosmic story that really is a lot of fun. Kyle's Friends and Foes features the villainous Major Force, his evil clone Nero, and his Green Lantern teammates Sornik Natu and Jade. Finally, the Iconography section looks at some of the other artistically inclined heroes in the DC Universe. We learn that Kyle is an exceptionally gifted artist in almost every medium and desires to be a professional comic book artist. We also learn that his ex-girlfriend and Green Lantern Corps teammate, Jade, was once an aspiring young actress until her superpowers manifested. We also meet a group of wannabe heroes from the swingin' 60s known as the Inferior Five, whose members included Dumb Bunny, a model in her civilian life, the Merryman, a cartoonist for a local paper, and Master Chef and local restaurateur, the Blimp. Here we have Green Lantern Kyle Rayner, the last of the Green Lanterns, at least in the regular line of Eaglemoss figures here, until we get to Brightest Day, Blackest Night, and he is really, really good. He's just shy of being great, honestly, and that has more to do with the fact that the character is sort of simple by design, and what's here, though, is very nice. It's pulled off faithfully. It looks like he stepped off the comic book page, I think. The green is really nice. It has that metallic fleck to it, but it's not too heavy. It looks really good. There's great shading and shadowing on him. As you can see, he has a great sculpt, lots of musculature. I really like the pose. He's different. I do miss the lantern. I kind of wish he had a lantern, but it's okay. You know, I understand not wanting to give every single Green Lantern figure a lantern to hold or to have. So it's fine that he doesn't have it. At least he has the power ring on his finger, as you can see. It's not as detailed as I'd like it to be, but at least it's there. His logo is spot on and unique. That's another thing I like about the Green Lanterns. They all have a Green Lantern logo, but they're all slightly different, just like their uniforms. All the way down to the boots, which also have that nice metallic-y emerald green paint job on them. And his head sculpt, I think, is great. I love how chiseled his jaw is, how strong he looks. His mask is awesome. I've always loved Kyle's mask in the comic books and on this figure. I think it looks really, really cool. And yeah, I think he's very nice. I don't know that he's for everyone, and there are some problems I have with the figure. Just like all the other Green Lanterns, there's always some sort of issues, but we'll touch on those here in just a moment. Kyle Rayner stands atop the classic DC logo, and the underside of his base features his name and serial number. And to give you a sense of size and scale, here he is next to the villainous Sinestro. A big group shot with every member of the Justice League of America that Eaglemoss has produced so far. And finally, a group shot with all 5 of Earth's Green Lanterns. Kyle is a really nice figure. It's another great Green Lantern, though. I am partial to the Green Lanterns, and I really like him as a character, so I'm sure that's influencing my feelings towards him. However, it's a great figure. He's really well represented here, with just a few minor little problems. Let us begin with the good. I really like the pose here. I think it's cool. I think it's different. I like the fact that he's twisting at the waist and looking over his shoulder. I think the paint scheme is perfect. The colors are nice. There's not too much metallic flecking in that emerald green. Clean edges, and I really like the sculpt. I think the sculpt is outstanding on him. You can see the boots have that nice green. There's not too much metallic fleck in it, as I said. The black is glossy, but there's some decent shading, so you can really see the musculature on him, and what a fantastic sculpt it really is. The upper body is fantastic. He's chiseled, and I like, again, how clean the edges are of the green and the black. He's got the emblem on his chest, which is perfect. It looks as it should. The gloves are a really bright white. And again, that closed fist is nice. I mean, both closed fists, so there's nothing too fantastic going on with the hands, but it looks neat. It's kind of aggressive. The green goes all the way around the back, and again, you can see fantastic sculpt. And then the other hand, of course, has the power ring, which is great. I love the fact that it's included, even if it is just a little bit of a glob of paint, but I suppose you could use your imagination and just say it's glowing with energy. Finally, the head sculpt is great. Kyle is one of the best head sculpts in the series. I really like his hair. I love the mask. His is one of the coolest masks in the DCU. I like how it covers most of his face, his nose. I like the points, the peaks on the edges. He has that really strong jawline, and he just has a sort of stern, almost determined look on his face. And overall, the good really does outweigh the bad on this guy. But of course we have to mention the bad. Nitpick first, I wish he had the lantern. The sculpt almost looks as though he should have had a lantern in that left hand, but it works without it. It's just something I kind of wish was there. Also, he loses points because his symbol on the chest is a decal, which is unfortunate, especially since it's a pretty easy logo to do. And that makes Hal Jordan the only Green Lantern in the series to have a hand-painted logo. Everyone else has been a decal. Finally, the ring. It's nice that it's there. I'm not complaining at all. I love that it's there. I just wish it was a little bit more sculpted, a little more molded. Guy Gardner and Alan Scott both kind of spoiled me. You can see Guy's here was really, really detailed, and I just wish Kyle's was a bit more. Other than that, though, he is really cool. And finally, the ugly. Nothing to speak of on him. He's a solid lead figure. There's really nothing bendable, breakable, or fragile about him. Overall, I'm really happy with Kyle. Is he a fantastic figure? No, but it's not his fault necessarily. He's just a simple character by design. But he is great for what he is. It really looks like he stepped off the comic book page. I'm very partial to him as well because I really love the Green Lantern Corps and that whole cast of characters, and it's really nice to have all 5 of Earth's Green Lanterns together. They look really neat on the shelf. It's also nice to have another member of the Justice League of America, I should say. Those ranks continue to swell, and I'm going to need a bigger table soon here, probably too. Is he for everyone? Probably not, just because I don't think most people know him. Most people just know Hal Jordan is Green Lantern. But, like I said, if you're a fan of the Green Lantern characters, definitely worth picking up. If not, you could probably skip over him and stick to some of the more well-known characters in the series. But I think he is a very, very nice addition to the line. I'm happy to have him, and I hope you guys have been enjoying my review of Kyle Rayner. Please stay tuned for a quick teaser of the next issue in the series. And the next issue is going to be something a little bit different, and for the next few issues what I'm going to be doing is I'll be going back and forth between this collection and the Blackest Night, Brightest Day sub-series that ran at the same time as the regular Eaglemoss collection. And what that was a tie-in to a DC Comics event that was happening where the galaxy learns there's not just a Green Lantern Corps, there's also a Red Lantern Corps, a Yellow Lantern, a Blue Lantern, a Black Lantern, White, Star Sapphires. There's a whole color spectrum of powerful beings in the universe, and this series looks at a number of those characters. Every single color gets represented. They're really unique, they're really cool, and what I'll be doing is the next issue we'll look at the first issue in that collection. After that we come back to issue 84 of this collection. After that we look at issue 2 in Blackest Night, Brightest Day, and then we come back for issue 85 in this collection, so on and so forth, until we're through all 16 issues of Blackest Night, Brightest Day. I really hope that made sense, and I really hope you're still staying tuned, and I hope you stay tuned to watch the quick teaser of the first issue in that collection. As always, I'm your host, the Monkey Boy, aka Jay to his friends. Thanks for watching.